Hi guys, my name is Mila, welcome back. On my successful video on how to beat all bosses easy, I always get the same question about Tier 5 and Shax. As in the video, I didn't use a car without stage 6 parts or fusion parts, but I used my maxed out Ferrari F12. Most common question was whether a certain car can actually beat him, and yes, every car in Tier 5, with the exception of Victor's Project 7, can beat Shax quite easily, but it will require a couple of fusion parts or even stage 6 parts. Now, if you're not one of the lucky ones and you don't have a Tier 5 car yet, and you're kinda on a low budget, here is a guide to the cheapest way to beat Shax. As a reminder, I'm not a fan of upgrading both cars, as they can give less RP and they're slower than the starter versions you can quite commonly win from silver or gold crates. Therefore, this guide is so you can keep your stage 6 parts and epic fusion parts for when you get a start version of the car, and then you can go upgrade that one. I will upgrade the cars gradually until I can feel like it can beat Shax with a small margin. If you make a mistake, you still lose and you won't be able to rematch, so either practice a lot before going in against him, or if you are too close to his time, just put on a couple of more fusion parts until you can build up a bigger margin. The time Shax runs right now, in the 1.12 update, in the final race, is 11.928. So as only 3 cars are available to buy, I made a comparison between McLaren 570S, the Lamborghini Huracan and the Ferrari F12. As I tested before, these cars were not able to beat the boss without any additional parts, so here I tried each of them by gradually putting on parts to see which one is the cheapest overall to beat Shax. To start off, the McLaren 570S. This one is the cheapest one of the 3, as it required the least fusion parts and it was also the cheapest one to buy in-game cash. The reason why it didn't require many fusion parts was because the points went up quite quickly compared to the other 2. I only used uncommon fusion parts with this one, and the engine one is where I put 5 of them because it brought more evil points to it. The total cost of purchasing, upgrading and putting on the fusion parts was 5,093,002, and hereby the cheapest one of the 3. Here is a dyno and a trial run. As you can see, the dyno is way faster than Shax's 11.928, but the actual runtime is getting closer to it. This is because the shift pattern isn't really easy. As a tip that I can give is try to get a slow start, and then shift quickly to third and then use nitrous. In second comes the Lamborghini Huracan. Costs exactly 1 million game cash and it's bloody quick when maxed out. It requires a couple more fusion parts than the 570S, adding a small amount of extra cost, but all the parts were still pretty easy obtainable uncommon fusion parts. The total cost of this car came down to 5,175,502 and the second cheapest with a difference of 82,500 between the Huracan and the 570S. Here is a tune and a run. This car is more consistent than the 570S as the room for mistakes is way smaller. Shift patterns are more pleasing and feel more natural to me. Tips I can give is just to get a perfect start, a quick shift between second and third, and then use nitrous. Try not to do perfect shifts, but rather early or good shifts, as a perfect is just so close to the RPM limit, which might make you lose some time every single shift. Last but not least, the Ferrari F12 that I recommended in my other video. This, to my own surprise, was actually the most expensive one of the three, and not by a small margin. Back then when I made the video, the F12 was the fastest one of the three, but a couple of days later the Huracan got a huge buff, making it half a second faster than it was before. But overall, the F12 isn't a slot at all. To make it fast enough to go under Shax's time, I had to fill it with basically all uncommon, so the green fusion parts, and for each type of upgrade a rare one. This added up to the upgrade cost and the purchase cost brought the total back to a whopping 5,331,002. Also, getting this amount of parts isn't particularly easy, so in my opinion it's the hardest one of the three to upgrade and to go against Shax. The end cost of this car was about 238,000 higher compared to the 570S and 155,500 more expensive than Huracan. Here is the dyno and the practice run. Tips that I can give here is to launch at 6000 RPM, then nitrous plus shift, and then go again for the good to the perfect shift, but make sure you don't hit that RPM limit again. In conclusion, the 570S is the cheapest one, but I would go for the Lamborghini Huracan. The 570S, the shift pattern is very easy to mess up, and when you do mess up, the time you lose is massive, and that's something you can't afford when you go against Shax for his Agera R. Also, the Huracan takes the upper edge, as when maxed out it's the fastest one of the three, but personally I would rather keep the stage 6 parts and the epic fusion parts, which are quite hard to get. Hope this video was useful and helped you out make a decision. If you don't have the parts yet, you can just buy other ones and strip them. This is costly, but Shax Agera is a quite unique car in the game. Also guys, I changed crew since last season from race fast to too fast for you, and I'm not in charge anymore on recruitment, so that means that I can't get anyone in the crew anymore. If you look for a crew, look at the Facebook group CSR Racing 2 community or on the Reddit thread, they might help you out. My name is Miller, see you around and keep racing.